Juventus have a massive game on Wednesday evening. A crucial game. A must-win game for Igor Tudor and Juventus. Why is it a must-win game, Haj? Juventus can't afford going into their third Champions League game against Real Madrid with either 1 out of 6 points or 2 out of 6 points. If Juventus go to Villarreal on Wednesday and either lose or draw, they will be on either 1 out of 6, 2 out of 6, with 6 games to go and the third game against Real Madrid. Juve will have a mountain to climb. Juve have some tough games in the Champions League. Juventus needs to go to Spain and they just need to find a way to win. Nobody cares about the performance. You need to walk out of Spain with 3 points. They're coming up against the Villarreal team, who are third in La Liga, who are unbeaten in their last 3 games. Villarreal look very, very, very good under Marcelino this season. Now, I'm about to challenge myself. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I'm about to challenge myself. Do you guys think I can, explain to you Marcelino ball in 90 seconds? I think 90 seconds is a fair amount of time. 90 seconds, I'm going to explain to you guys who Villarreal are, who their best players are, where they can trouble Juve, and also where Juve can trouble them is what we will discuss afterwards. So you know what? I need to pump myself up. Andiamo. Look, 3, 2, 1. 90 seconds. Okay, Villarreal. When playing out of the back, they like to set up in this 4-2-2 formation. But most importantly, the benefits of it are they like to congest the centre of the park because they like to play their game centrally. They like to drag the opposition into the centre and then utilise somebody like Nicolas Pépé because of his physicality to run the channels and spin the opposition. He is the first player that Juventus really need to keep an eye on because he has a very similar role to somebody like Kenan Yildiz where he can just roam all over the final third. Keep an eye on him. Now, we said they play out of the back in this 4-2-2 formation. When defending, Villarreal actually like to sit back. They're not one of those teams that presses high and goes man to man. No, I'm not expecting them to press Juventus. They only press in the second phase in midfield. And when it comes to that, they're ranked 4th in the La Liga for possession 1 in midfield. On average, 4.4 per 90, which is impressive. Now, how do they do this? They do this because they've got themselves 2 very physical midfielders in Gay and Partey. Very physical, very tenacious, very aggressive. They cover ground. They will trouble this Juventus midfield physically. They're 2 very strong athletes. Now, Villarreal in possession, they like to set up in the 3-2-5. What tends to happen, the right back, Marcelino, tucks inside, and Cardona, the captain, he goes and plays as a traditional fullback, underlapping, it becomes a 3-2-5. Now, if we were just to look at Villarreal and how well they've been doing this season, when it comes to goals conceded this season, they're ranked numero uno, as in the least amount of goals conceded, 0.5 per 90, joint with Barcelona. That tells me one thing and one thing only. One, this 4-4-2 setup off the ball, which I've said before, I would love to see Juventus try out because of how compact it is and how difficult it is to break down. It's working wonders for Marcelino. Teams are struggling to break them down. They're winning midfield battles off the ball. The 4-4-2, on average, they're conceding 0.5 per 90. Joint number 1 in La Liga. They're a difficult team to break down. Number 2, they're ranked 3rd in La Liga for big chances created. So it tells me when they do get the ball, they know how to carve teams open. They have physicality in midfield. They have technical players out wide. And they've got game changers in attack. The Georgian striker, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and Nicolas Pépé in attack. They're technical. They're physical. They've got an eye for goal. They know how to put the ball into the back of the net. The fact that they're 3rd in La Liga for chances created, it's very, very, very impressive. And also, like I said to you guys, they win the ball in midfield. They're ranked 4th in La Liga. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, sweet, 3-2-5 in possession, 4-2-2 in build-up, 4-4-2 off the ball. You're dynamic, you target the centre, you drag the opposition into the centre, and then you look at the Georgian striker, you look at Nicolas Pépé to spin them and run in behind. How long was that? Was that 90 seconds? I don't think it was. I felt like a radio host. I felt like I was talking. Anyways, you guys now know who Villarreal are. Now, if we were just to look at it in terms of in-game dynamics and how the teams can line up, this is Juve, okay? I'm just predicting this will be the lineup because I'm hearing Thuram can't play because of an injury. Cop Miners will probably start alongside somebody like Locatelli. If that is the case, I'm very, very, very worried because that Villarreal midfield is very, very, very aggressive. I would really roll the dice on somebody like McKennie. I'd roll the dice on somebody like McKennie. I feel like McKennie's just got McKennie's a bit more faster off the blocks than somebody like Cop Miners or Locatelli. if anything, if it was on my hands, I'd probably go into a 3-man midfield. But Tudor, he don't flex like that. Anyways, let's just say if this is how Juventus set up, this is how it would look when Juventus are attacking Villarreal. So you can see Villarreal sit back in the 4-4-2. Juventus, they turn into this like 3-2-5 with Kalulu, Cambiaso going forward. Kenan, Zegrova, they tuck inside. I would most definitely play somebody like Jonathan David. Because of the fact that Villarreal want to cramp out the centre, I need technical players in the centre. So I need somebody, when the ball is fizzed into them, they've got the technical ability to hold up the ball and bring their teammates in the game. Vlahovic can't do it. Openda likes to run in behind. If anything, I would probably bring on Openda off the bench to utilise his physicality. When you're coming up against teams that want to drag you into the centre and turn it into a midfield battle, I need somebody like David that can drop deep and help Locatelli, help somebody like Cop Miners. Kenan, Zegrova, they're also going to need to tuck inside. You need as many technical players in the centre as possible. If you don't have them, Villarreal will punish you. They really, really, really will, because they will outnumber you in the centre of the field. Now, if we were to flip this around and look at Villarreal attacking Juve, this is how it looks. So they turn into the 3-2-5. Juventus go into their 5-2-3. I'll be honest with you guys, like, the alarm bell is there slapping me in the face. Like, it really, really, really is. Look at the centre. Look at how congested the centre is. You have to bear in mind, their wingers also tuck inside, because Cardona, the captain, he plays as a dynamic fullback. Their wingers tuck inside. You've got Pépé roaming. You've got the striker roaming. Then you've got Partey, who tends to step up. You've got Gay, who likes to sit and sweep. You've got Vega. Like, every Juve fan is very familiar with somebody like Renato Vega. Vega can step up into midfield. Vega can progress the ball. Like, I've gone back and only watched one game. Like, this is just me being completely honest with you guys. I've gone back and only watched one game. They congest the centre. They've got technical players in the centre. But most importantly, because they're so gifted physically in the centre, if they do lose the ball, they've got the running power. They've got the dual winning abilities to get the ball straight away. Like, that midfield duo of Gay and Partey is going to trouble Juve. It's going to trouble Juve. And that's why I'm saying, maybe go for 3 in midfield. Try and put as many technical players in the centre as possible. Because they're probably one team where you don't want to turn it into a physical battle in the centre of the field. Their 2 midfielders are far superior physically than Juventus's. And that is a fact. That is a straight up fact. The centre, like, I think that's where they can target Juventus. Juventus, where they can definitely target them, is when Juventus attack them. The fact that these lot defend in a back 4 and Juve in possession, they like to set up in this 3-2-5. It means Juventus have always got one extra player in attack. They need to make that player count. Depending on the in-game situations and which areas of the pitch the opposition are occupying, in some moments it might be Cambiaso. He might be the player that's unmarked and available. He needs to have a good game. It might be Zegrova, because the fullback has pushed out wide to occupy Kalulu. The point is, I'm looking at Juve and I'm saying, in attack, you're always going to have that man advantage. Make it count. Step up. Juve, I'll be real, every single one of them needs to have a good game. The midfielders need to have a good game because they're coming up against 2 physical animals. The attackers need to have good games because you're coming up against a team that doesn't concede opportunities, that doesn't concede goals. You guys need to be clinical. You need to be ruthless. And you're also coming up against a team that doesn't press. They don't press as high as Juve, which means they're more than happy to sit back. They're more than happy to give Juve the ball. Like, on average, from what I remember, Villarreal, less than 50% of the ball in La Liga. You can have the ball. Juve, if you have the ball, you need to trouble them. You need to turn that possession into opportunities, those opportunities into goals. Because trust me, if you go and press them high and you don't reap the rewards, and the next thing you know, it becomes a basketball game, they're going to have the energy because they've sat back the majority of the game. You're going to be knackered. You're going to be tired. And I'll be honest with you, the fact that these lot are playing at home, they've got goal scorers, they're unbeaten in their last 3 games. Like, I could seriously see them troubling Juve. Juve need to go there and just kill the sting of the game. Get themselves an early goal, calm down the crowd, and then just try and see out the game. Time will tell. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys on another one.